Hello, this is Vladi from sellerboard.com. Today I'd like to explain you how we calculate the PPC expenses per product and on the account level, and why in some cases you might not see your PPC expenses on the product level in sellerboard. So here's how it works technically. We have access to two APIs from Amazon. One is the Amazon MWS API, which delivers us basically all of the sales data and all kinds of fees and expenses, and another API, Amazon Advertising API, which can provide precise data on day-to-day basis and on product level about your PPC spend and in general about advertising spend, except AMS. Problem with this advertising API is that it gives us only a history of 60 days. So when you register on sellerboard.com and connect both APIs, we can then go back in time for 60 days and basically grab the PPC expenses on product level and on day level. And starting from today, from now on, the data will be accurate because sellerboard will then query the PPC data using the advertising API every day and store it on the product level. But when we go back in history, we can only go 60 days back. So what does this mean? This means that before that, so for example, today is the 5th of November, 60 days are roughly 2 months. So if you register today and we get the access to the advertising API today, then we'll be able to show PPC data on product level roughly starting with the 5th of September, right? And before that, we only get the PPC expenses from Amazon as basically total numbers on account level. And they tend to be of the same amount, but they're booked on different days. So as soon as you, for example, spend, let's make an example, $500 on PPC, Amazon will just book them from your credit card, or they will book them from your seller balance, right? And then you go on with your advertising, and a couple of days later, or maybe 2 weeks later, whenever you spend $500 more, and this amount might differ, they will again charge you. So this is what we can read. So basically, for older periods, like 60 days from the registration backwards and below, we can only get PPC expenses on the account level, and that's what you see in sellerboard. So if you click on the more link in the tiles or in the chart on the top or in the table, then you will see the PPC expenses there, but not on the product level, which means that the margin on the product level is calculated inaccurately at this point because it doesn't take into account any PPC expenses. Only your total margin will be right. And as I said, starting from the day when you registered and actually 60 days back and onwards, it will be all okay, but just this period 60 days back and before. Another interesting problem, Amazon does not give us any data about your PPC spend for these older periods, 60 days and older, if you paid for your PPC ads using your credit card. This means if you pay using the seller balance method, where basically your PPC spend is withdrawn from your seller balance, and then you just get less payout from Amazon. So if you do it this way, then there will be no problem. If you pay by credit card, however, there is no chance for us to get this number from Amazon. So if that was the case, then just go ahead and enter this spend manually if you need to see the PPC spend for this period of time, for analysis purposes or for comparison. If you don't need this kind of analysis, and if you're just interested in looking into the future, basically, or working from today and in the future, then you can just ignore this. But I'd like to let you know there is such a technical restriction. And basically, all this is just a technical restriction. We cannot work around it because we just don't get this data from Amazon. So that's all. I hope it makes sense. And I'm sorry we can't do anything about it. but starting from the day of the registration, everything will be perfect. Let me know what you think, or if you have any questions, just mail us or post into the chat box on sellerboard.com. Good luck. I'll see you later, guys.